Hello, welcome to the House of the Spirit. Welcome home. This reading today is about getting urgent messages from Spirit. So, pile number 1, we have Taurus, Sagittarius, Gemini, and Libra. Your card is Industry. Pile number 2, we have Cancer, Aries, Pisces, and Leo. Your card is Twins. For the third pile, we have Capricorn, Aquarius, Virgo, and Scorpio. Your card is Risk. Okay, I will give you a moment for you to choose your pile using the card, the zodiac signs, or just your intuition. I will see you in your reading. Pile number 1, your card is Industry. And industry is about focus, being very driven, being focused. It's about hard work, but it's also about pragmatism, perseverance, and being a good manager. So I'm sensing something about like, excuse me, being hyper-focused on something. And that can be good, or it depends. It depends. Okay, yeah, perfect. So we'll get you a room. And we have Hagalas. Hagalas, it's something that is out of your control, a very powerful force, maybe from nature. It can be destructive, but in a sense, it can also be a part of natural creation. So, interesting. Okay, so let's start with some fairies. What are the urgent messages for you today? Are there any urgent messages? Okay, yeah. So let's start. We have the loam. And the soul shrinker. The singer of courage. Wow. So already I feel like there's some sort of destructive force that is possibly causing a bit of chaos, and that you might have to have the courage to face it, but to also bring a lot of love into the situation. The loam is about unconditional giving and receiving. So there might be the need to face whatever this is with an open heart and an open mind, and also to be compassionate, to offer compassion. So the way to keep this moving, to keep this wheel spinning, without it being destructive for you, or without the process itself being destroyed. Because there's some kind of, an energy that needs to be banished from this, because it's destructive. It's not unnatural. It's a part of it. It's kind of inbuilt in a way, but the cleansing process is also creative. Okay. This wanted to jump out. Mercury in Gemini with excitement. Okay, so what else do we have? And yeah. Okay, before I get the rest of the cards, I want to see the Kipper first. So, urgent messages from Spirit for pile. Well, okay. Number 1. Marriage card. Sad news. So here we go. This is connected to the soul shrinker. Bereavement. And gaining a lot of money. So to have success in this situation, something unpleasant needs to be faced with courage. Maybe it's even something public, like exposing something. Exposing something. Oh, so I see, now I see these two cards in a different way. And like, this is the same piece of information, but here it's private. It's being processed in isolation. And here it's public. So everybody knows, everybody is involved. And everybody's processing, digesting it together. We'll get to the marriage card. Okay. Venus in Virgo with discrimination. Venus in Leo with affair. Mercury in Taurus with resistance. Venus in Aquarius with detachment. I'm not quite sure what this is about yet. I want to get to the tarot before I start the full reading. Okay. The Emperor. The Knight of Cups. The King of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles. I think that this is about something career related, work related, something that requires resources and skill. I don't think it's so much like relationships or very intimate or spiritual dynamics here. It feels like this is something very practical. It's about something practical in your life right now. And I feel like this reading is asking you to face something with courage. And I feel like it can be maybe an energy or a perception that is kind of infiltrated whatever you're doing. it feels like what you're doing is being affected. It's being affected by something, a destructive force. And I can't really place it. It feels like it's something collective. It doesn't feel like it's something like one person that wants to destroy you, or that this one person that has resentment. Or I don't see like personal issues. It feels more collective. But the entity that's working through this collective is really, I wouldn't say nasty, but there's malice. So it is a bit nasty. There's some malice, and it's important that you understand. Oh, now I get it. It's important that you understand that there isn't one person that is responsible for the embodiment of this negativity, whatever it is, or this destructive pattern. It's a collective thing, and that it needs to be healed in the collective. So there needs to be detachment. And as long as, now I understand why I was saying hyper focus, because it's a little bit like macro managing. So you need to have a wider view. You need to detach from the specifics in the situation, so that you are so that you acquire the right technique to approach this, because it is collective. It's not personal. But I do feel like you might have had some kind of personal interaction with this that made this personal for you. Maybe it was like a work situation. Maybe you have like a relationship with an authority figure that was really unpleasant, and that kind of represented this chaotic, negative energy. But that person was just a representation. I don't feel like they were the root of, or the cause of the problem. They're just one piece of the puzzle, of this huge puzzle with maybe millions of pieces. And if you focus too much on that one situation, I feel like you're going to have kind of a distorted perception of what happens next. So it feels like you have to broaden your vision of the situation, because it does feel like you're going to have great opportunities if you do so. If you don't take this to the personal sphere. Okay. Let's get you some more cards about this. So, but why is this urgent? Why is this urgent? I feel like something is changing in the collective, and that you need to be updated or upgrade something, your knowledge about something, because something is changing in how things are done. Because this is a very down-to-earth, pragmatic reading. It seems to me like it's about something that you make or something that you work on. Industry, it's something that you are creating and working on. So I feel like this reading also talks about the urgency of learning new skills and of amplifying your knowledge of something, like of methods, of new ways to achieve the same result or better results. Something is changing in the collective, and you need to maybe expand your knowledge of those changes. The Tower. I feel like I'm talking to people who maybe lost their job. And maybe you think that it was just a very isolated thing but it's a part of a bigger picture. And maybe if you're aware of what's happening in the wider sphere of things, you will also be able to be more creative and to know what to do. Like, I want to know what to do. What will I create? What can I make of this? Ace of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. I feel like you have to take the initiative. It will be very beneficial to you to take the initiative on something and not be overwhelmed by any negativity, because there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it, and it feels like it could swallow you if you let it. If you let it. I'm not saying that you will let it, because I don't see that at all. But it is very powerful. The chaos is very powerful now, and taking the initiative, being creative, doing new stuff, and doing stuff, creating, not waiting for anything to come to you. Page of Cups. Queen of Swords. Ace of Cups. Look at that. 3 aces together here. I feel like I also want some more. Whoa. Okay, that's too much. But 7 of Swords. 10 of Swords. So I feel like this 10 of Swords is kind of like a psychological product of the Soul Shrinker. It's that feeling of overwhelm, and it's too much, this situation. I can't stand this anymore. Maybe you're very triggered by something. You may even have developed some kind of intolerance. I don't like to use that word for this, but it's like intolerance as if it was like a food intolerance. And maybe for some of you, something was so nerve-wracking and it was so stressful that you might have developed some kind of issue with like an allergy or something. And this is not medical advice. It's just what I am sensing. It's like being very, very sensitive to something, being hypersensitive to something, because you are also the type of person that can be hyper-focused, which is also very important for work. It seems like you're great at what you do. When you want to do something, you really put yourself into what you're doing, and you're very dedicated. And it seems like that can also work against you in a way. It can be used against you, and not only by other people that might, for instance, try to get the steal your merit, let's say, and get all the praise, and you do the work, something like that. But also by certain energies that really thrive on obsession and habits, like mechanical habits and repetitive behavior. Things that we do without thinking, that we're not aware that we are doing. So it seems like you also need to kind of restart, like reboot that part of yourself that is very used to some kind of routine, or to do things in a certain order. Because I feel like there's, yeah, from ever since the beginning of the reading, I was sensing that the hyper focus could be problematic for you. It could create issues because it, in a sense, it opens the door to more chaos and to more upheaval unnecessarily. It seems like it's not necessary. It's like it's done. It's there's a chapter that is closed, but there's still chaos that's kind of infiltrating the current situation or your mind at the moment, and it's unnecessary. It can be tough because we also can have people in our lives that represent those like open windows to different dimensions, and sometimes we don't want to sever the connection. But I feel like awareness and detachment is what's going to help you progress here. And I feel like it's urgent because the collective is changing really fast, and the more you delay this understanding, the more chaos you will experience and the worse it will feel. And it's really unnecessary. You just need to be very pragmatic and focus on skills, learning, studying how things are done, and having a detached perspective from that. So not having a lot of emotional attachment to how you used to do things. Being very pragmatic, I think, is going to help you, because once you get that levity and that lightness in your heart again, because you're not so hyper focused and you're not too attached, the emotional part can then reboot also. It seems like it will open up your heart also, but after the pragmatic stuff is done. So it seems like you are the type of person that requires the experience first, and then the emotions change, and then the emotional environment, the emotional ambience changes. So I'm getting something else. Maybe you will also start doing things that you thought you hated doing. Like, I don't enjoy doing this at all. I am never going to be good at this, or something like that. And then you realize that once you see like things from a different perspective, maybe it's actually really important that you do those things that you thought you hated, and maybe you'll start loving them because you'll start just seeing the results and seeing how this can help you, how you progress, and maybe it's even easier than you thought. It's not that big of a deal, let's say. Okay. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 2. Your card is Twins. And Twins is basically about strong bonds, strong relationships, very, very strong connections. Okay, that's it. Let's see what this means for you as an urgent message. Okay. Interesting. We have Manaz, humanity. So a strong connection with the collective, or a strong connection in the collective. It's also about your reputation, strong values. Very interesting combination. Okay. Sorry for the noise. Okay, so urgent messages for pile number 2. Glominous doom. Leicester Moon's daughter. And the Oakman. Okay. I think I'm getting something very powerful. Wow, that's a lot of cards. It's unusual, but I'll go with it. Work, occupation, main person, high honors. So that reputation, the collective, military person, main person again. Wow. So it's obvious to me that there's a very strong connection here, and I feel like it's between these two. So main person, two main persons are connected, and that your connection is very strong on the astral plane. So I feel like you have a psychic connection with this person. It doesn't feel like a romantic connection or family related. This is work occupation. So maybe you met in a work environment, and it doesn't feel like it's romantic or that it's getting romantic. It just feels like it's an important connection. But they understand something fundamental about you that maybe no one else does, and also the reverse is true. So you have something in common that's very special and rare, and maybe even ancient, maybe even before this lifetime or lifetimes ago. It's like you've worked together before and you will work together again. And I also sense that other people see this also, like other people sense this, they understand this somehow. It's a part of your, it's like it's public knowledge. So it's a part of your, both of you. It's a part of your public persona. Moon in Libra with companionship. Moon in Cancer with friendship. Saturn in Cancer with charity. Jupiter in Libra with negotiation. Saturn in Libra with devotion. And Venus in Cancer with birth. Okay. Or maybe like this. Yeah. It's better. So. So it feels like a soulmate energy. but it's not romantic. There's friendship, there's companionship, friendship. Two of Cups. High Priestess. Wow, it's soulmate energy. It's soulmates. So this is about a soulmate. Or, yeah, soulmate. Sorry. Okay. Six of Pentacles. And Nine of Cups. The Emperor. Seven of Swords. Three of Wands. The Moon. Two of Pentacles. And Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So to me, this has many different layers. So one of them might be that someone, well, yeah, this is very different reading. Someone is someone special, this is about someone very, very special in your life. And I'm not sure that you know them or that you're going to get to know them. You're going to understand something deeper about a connection that you already made, or you are apart from this person and even in different dimensions, and they're going to be made, and they're going to be made to make themselves known to you. Maybe this coming new moon also has something to do with that. I feel like they have something to do with your specific devotion, so your spiritual practice. They have been invoked in a way, but they're kind of a part of something that you're also a part of. They're like a companion. It's a friendship. I also feel like something is going to be remade or reborn or revisited in this process. So these are very scattered ideas, but this is how it's coming. It's very like Last the Moon's Daughter, like hunches, intuitions, like very small pieces and short pictures, small pictures that I'm getting. So I feel like you're going to get more insights in the coming moon cycle. So we have a new moon coming up. So whenever you're watching the next new moon, because it's the beginning of the moon cycle. This next moon cycle is going to bring you some kind of connection, a new connection, newer, it's like a new arrival. Feels like a soulmate. Or this is just someone who has been watching you, someone who wants to be a part of your life, who already knows who you are. They might have a specific role, like in authority. You have military person and the emperor. That's the kind of energy that I would be looking for. Or characteristics, someone very disciplined, or someone who has a lot of masculine energy, very orderly, also very organized, or they have a lot of wisdom, like from many lifetimes, or more experienced than you, someone more experienced than you, so maybe older. You have the Oakman energy, which is also that kind of energy, like someone who holds authority, not a tyrant. It's just someone who holds the knowledge, and they also hold the ability to create something and to decide. Yeah, they make decisions. There's something about the Seven of Pentacles, though, that is intriguing me. Maybe also even here with the Luminous Doom. Oh, yeah, I know what it is. So I feel like they also come to help you work with some kind of melancholy or doubt, self-doubt. And I feel like this row here with the outcome is really telling me that you need to take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. There's some kind of like futility about the Seven of Swords here, like doing stuff that's not important. Maybe they have a lot of wisdom on that, like they know how to separate the wheat from the chaff and to focus. They know how to focus on what's important, and I feel like they want you to take care of yourself and to be devoted to yourself, devoted to your life, so that you are better at choosing when the time comes to choose. So it's as if like you need to be more aware of how you're not wasting. You're not always wasting your energy. I'm sure that you're using your energy as you see fit, but sometimes there might be instances where you doubt that this is useful. I feel like when that happens, when doubt comes, you should stop and rest. Stop and rest as much as you can. There is a sort of generosity in that inner work. And although it might be stressful for you to maybe stop working because you have stuff to do, you have obligations and responsibilities, I really feel like you should, it's like you deserve that. You should think that you deserve that, and that you should give yourself something first. And then the rest comes. The rest will come. I also feel like you are possibly due to lack of self-care in a situation that is inappropriate for you, or managing resources in an inappropriate manner. And when I say resources, I'm also talking about energy, attention. You're giving attention to things that aren't really worth your time. That's what I'm feeling here with the Seven of Swords. And this Emperor energy comes to organize that, to manage that. This might also be something that is happening in the collective. So there's this wise energy that is coming to clean up the environment, let's say, and to help us as a collective focus on what matters. And there's something also personal for you here, because there's this connection with the collective, and there's also the connection with a special person. It's also, some of you might also be in that place of authority already. And you know how you connect to the collective in that sense, but there's some sort of cleanup happening, and it comes from this state of observation and self-care, like enjoyment in a way also, like doing stuff not just for fun, but just to have space. That's what I'm feeling, like to have less. There's a kind of decluttering. Yeah, there is a kind of decluttering happening in your mind, in your emotions, but especially spiritually. There is a lot of decluttering happening in the spiritual realm, and I think that you are going to be particularly blessed by this decluttering. It's going to help you a lot. It's going to serve you. It's something that's really useful for you. And somehow what you are doing, your spiritual rituals, your spirituality in general is helping you also integrate this wisdom. Develop an understanding of this collective, of the collective values of society, of what drives people forward, of what is really important for the collective and what is not important, what is futile, where is the futility. I also feel like pointing out the futility of things is going to be particularly enlightening. So not only focusing on the positive thing, like this is what we should do and forget about the rest. No, it's actually interesting to point out the circular the vicious cycles. It's interesting that if you point out those vicious cycles, it's almost as if they disappear. Like popping a bubble. You pop a bubble, you pop a bubble. Some people are like bubble poppers. And I feel like you are on that journey. You see the bubble of sadness, the bubble of like beating yourself down and destructive thoughts. I'm almost thinking about like online bubbles, like social media bubbles and stuff like that. So popping a bubble is to release the information from the enclosure that it's in and let other ideas appear for that group. And this is how you also create positive change. So this is just a metaphor, because this is I am looking more at the spiritual dimension of this. What are the spiritual implications of popping a bubble like that? Of letting the ideas float freely so that the choices we make are more generous. Oh. So I guess that if we stop giving our time to futile bubbles, let's say, we have more energy to give generously to the things that matter. And I feel like there's something there. There's something there for you. You're working with that also on your mind, maybe. And maybe this is also, why is this urgent? Like maybe this is also happening in the collective and you really want to be a part of that. You really want to bring that positive change. Maybe it is about your spiritual service to humanity also. So maybe you're also communicating or using your job to help humanity like that. For instance, if you work in psychology or in therapy like that, I don't know, like in the healing, but I sense this is more like psychological and spiritual. So maybe there's a spiritual dimension to your work, because I feel like there's this mission and you're part of this group, you're a part of this psychic brotherhood, and that you're working with humanity to pop the bubbles of futility so that the energy and the attention is focused on what really advances us and what is really positive for everyone. I feel like something is happening on the new moon related to that. Maybe you'll see, because Life the Moon's Daughter is about like clues and synchronicities and serendipitous meetings and stuff happening that is like signs. There are signs. So maybe approaching the new moon, you'll also get a lot more clues about what is happening, and you'll also be able to make better decisions because of that, more accurate. And there's also something here like the public dimension. So there's an awareness of what you're doing. People know about what you're doing and they honor that, they regard that as like a dignified thing to do. Like you're making the best decision. You are now in synchronicity. You are now in sync with the oak men. So the wise men, the wisdom, the old wisdom is coming back. There is this reboot. There's this restart too of old wisdom being it's interesting. So I got this intuitive, like this insight about, like, for instance, a psychologist that was working with very modern techniques, and that suddenly this person realized that there's this old like book or this old theory that maybe would be very interesting to apply to the current state of affairs or to a specific case that you're working on, and you know that this person is also maybe really involved in society, because I feel like the role that society is playing and the intervention, the space that it takes it's a lot. So, and there's a lot of like bubbles of futility there. There's a lot of yapping and like useless words maybe being spoken, and they just like suck the energy out, and they're kind of parasitical, and they leave people in loops, like in closed loops. And maybe you're working with someone who has this issue of being like in cycles and being stuck in this like compulsive circular it's like a spiritual dead end, and I feel like you're working with something ancient or old, or that people thought is outdated, because there's something very profound, like deep, 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 deep. It goes very deep. It goes back and deep. And this is why I feel like it's so useful in this day and age to explore ancient knowledge, because it goes deep into our psyche. It's very archetypical. It speaks to the foundations of how we think and how we speak and how we organize our life, everything, even from a biological perspective. So there's something. This reading is much more abstract and not very like hands-on. It's very abstract, but I feel like this wisdom is coming to you in a much more profound and dense way, and that this new moon is playing a role in this. So the new cycle of the moon, whenever you're watching, and that these guides and spirit wants you to be very wise about how you use your energy, with whom, your decisions, and they want you to burst the futility bubbles, because there's much more that you need to do, and some of these bubbles are wasting your time. And this spiritual connection is like the open door. This relationship, I don't know if this is a real world relationship, like a material relationship that you're having in your life, someone that represents this, or if it's just a spiritual connection, or even like someone who is past, who is watching over you, or who is part of your soul group. This is soulmate. This is a soulmate, but it doesn't need to be in a body. It can be, this soulmate can be on the other side, or it can be very much present in your meditations and your rituals and your life, spiritual life. There's a strong presence in spirit, but it can also be embodied or not. Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 3, your card is risk. And risk is about taking bold action. It's about courage. It's about jumping and realizing that you have the ability to fly. So let's see, what else do you have? Okay, so we have AWAS. And this is about death, new beginnings, but also connection. So it feels like an abrupt change. Something is changing abruptly. So what else do we have for pile number 3? Okay, this one and this one. Singer of Courage. So yeah, jumping. into the situation. Fairy guide. So yeah, this is the blank card. It's just your guide. So this is not something that I can describe. It's about following your own guidance, your own gut feeling. A collective of pixies. Maybe you're having help. Maybe you're jumping and they're grabbing you. Someone is there to sustain you, to hold you up. A group of people. Maybe they're encouraging you, so there's encouragement is coming. Someone is coming to encourage you. Yeah, this one. Okay. Or a group gaining a lot of money. Marriage card. Expectation. So yeah, maybe you'll have to do something that you're unsure about, and you will have the support of others, but you're still kind of like, at least for now, it seems like there's nothing there. It's like you're jumping and there's nothing there, but then there they are to sustain you, to hold you. So I feel like it's important for you to realize that you are safe with this collective. You're safe with this collective and with the group of people involved in this. Okay, that's a lot of cards, but let's see. So, Moon in Cancer with friendship. Moon in Taurus with exaltation. Mercury in Scorpio with extremism. Moon in Virgo with order. Mars in Aries with impulsiveness. Mars in Cancer with quarrel. And Saturn in Libra with devotion. Okay. Ace of Wands. And Three of Wands. Okay. Good. The Hermit. And the Queen of Cups. Okay. Death card. King of Cups. Two of Swords. Three of Cups. And the Ace of Cups. So I feel like the main message of this reading is that you're going to have to jump into something. You're going to have to close your eyes and jump off whatever. You're going to have to take a risk. You're going to have to hope for the best in something. But that courage, I feel like that courage and that faith, that act of faith is going to be rewarded. Although you might have to wait a little while especially for your emotions to stabilize after you take that leap. It feels like there's a lot of concentrated energy in that will to move forward, and it will create a bit of instability emotionally, but I feel like afterwards it's going to be fine. It's going to be stabilized, although you might have to wait for the results. On the other hand, this can mean that you're going to have to take a chance with someone, like to bet on someone. For instance, it can be a relationship, a friendship, or a business venture. You're going to have to bet on someone, like, I believe in you, or I believe our connection, I really want our connection to flourish, so it's like I'm all in. I want to move on. I want to create something. It does feel like it's a lot. It's very risky. Like it's a lot. It's a lot of change. That's what I'm sensing. It's big change, and it's a lot. It's a lot of things that change also because of that change. Maybe there's a lot of different consequences that you're considering for this. And I feel like it's warranted, because it is something very powerful, and you're very aware of that power. Now, why is this urgent? Maybe you have some kind of pressure to make this decision as fast as you can. Maybe there's a timing issue here. But I feel like it's more your own urge to move forward. It's like you can't wait to do something. I can't wait to see the results. I can't wait to do something. It's almost as if the urgency comes from you and not exactly from the message. You are the one who is driving the urgency. Like, I really want to see this. But I feel like you're going to have to maybe take a leap of faith and hope for the best for a while, and then you will get the rewards. And they're going to be very beautiful and plentiful, and they're going to also create a lot of connection. 3 of Cups, collective of pixies. I feel like you're going to be embraced by maybe the public. So maybe you're taking a chance with something, and you're showing it to the public, and you're not sure what the response is going to be. I feel like it's going to take a little bit of time, but it's going to be very worthwhile, and it's going to be a beautiful response. But there is a period of isolation here, of kind of just concentrating more on yourself. And maybe it is a bit uncomfortable to be just waiting and just waiting and feeling and sitting with the feelings, but it just opens the door to better feelings. So it just opens the door to other people who are also going to want to share that cup with you. So is this urgency only coming from you, or is there anything else that we need to know about this risk that you're taking? 4 of Cups, 5 of Cups, Page of Pentacles. Just confirm something here. The Lovers. So maybe you're leaving something behind also. You're leaving something in the past because of this, and this might feel a bit strange. Or once you focus on the action, you realize how much you have distanced yourself from what you don't want, because it feels like the past here, this 4 of Cups and 5 of Cups. It feels like you've started something new here with the Page of Pentacles. you're trying to understand what you have started. That's what I'm feeling. But the real root of this is you choosing your highest good with the Lovers here. And it is all a part of this understanding of what is good. Universally good, at least from your perspective. It's all a part of that choice. There's a word coming through, a specific word. It feels like you discreetly and without the knowledge of other people or a specific group of people, you have made some choices in your intimate sphere. Maybe only you know sorry, why you made these choices and for what, like the purpose of your choices. Only you can really access that information, but it really impacted so I guess that although only you are aware of the reasons, the true reasons behind your choices in this case, there are powerful consequences to those choices. I feel like the Lovers is all about, in this case, being able to deal with the consequences of your actions and your choices, being able to deal with the consequences of your choices and choosing the higher good, choosing the universal good from your perspective. Six of Cups. And, okay, the Three of Pentacles and the King of Swords. So, it feels like this might also be about you making a dream come true, something that comes from your past that you're kind of revisiting or that you're now seeing that it can be possible. And I also see someone helping you create that beautiful vision, someone who is knowledgeable and who can make wise decisions, who can help you also realize the power of your decisions in this case. This might also be about you consulting someone, to discover the best way to jump, the best way to move your life, to move forward with your life. I feel like this is also a bit of a rite of passage here, so it can be something that you've never done before. Something like buying your first house, buying your first car, getting married, having your first kid. There's something quite stark, like a very stark change. And it is a change that requires you to jump. So it's nothing that you've ever experienced before. So you have no idea. You have to take that risk. You have no idea what's going to happen. But it is a part of this new beginning. And you will gather. There's a gathering. Oh, collective of pixies, Three of Pentacles, King. There is a gathering here. This person is already a part of a group, or they manage a group maybe. They know how to manage resources and people. And I feel like they're going to be on the other side to embrace you, to so that you don't feel like you're falling hard onto the floor. They're going to soften the blow, and they're also going to help you in this new phase of your life, because you're this is new. This is a new energy, but the dream is old. Your dream that you're creating and materializing, you've had this dream for a long time, maybe since you can remember, and it's a new person that's coming, but you have to jump first. It seems like you have to jump first, and then life will send you the confirmation. And it is because of this group and because of this person that manages this group. Okay, thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.